Whoa, oh, ho ho ho, it's K5 here, back again. Well, yes, I'm back for a few vids, and I'm going to do a couple of vids on my latest hauls of vintage materials. And I'm going to start out with the really old stuff. I'm going to do probably about 3 vids in total, and stretching from the 50s right through to the 80s. So we're going to start back here now. This is actually probably not from the 50s, it's probably mid 60s. Looks like a Matchbox Moko, feels like a Matchbox Moko, built like a Matchbox Moko, but it's actually a budgie model. Now these models are obviously built off the back of the famous Matchbox Moko situation. You can imagine a situation back in the day where all the kids were buying up these little cars, and a few other people decided to jump on the bandwagon. This is a pretty nice little FG, made in England, budgie model, budget, very cool. This actually, when I picked it up, I did actually think it was a Moko, but I couldn't place it at all, because I've been looking at the Mokos, and that one just wasn't in my mind at all. I thought, is it going to be another crane truck? Well, it is a crane truck, but like a number 13 crane truck. But no, it was a budgie. Going in with the crane trucks, here we go. This is actually a number 13. This is the Dodge truck. There's hundreds and thousands of Dodge trucks out there. This is a pretty sad example of one, and I pretty much just got it because I found it. It was El Super Cheapo. We're talking 3 by 3 for £1, or in some cases 20p each. And this one is absolutely shot. But yeah, it's okay. Gives me a little a starter piece. Obviously, lots of bits missing. This bit is a bit sad that it's broken here, and obviously the little light is broken on the top there. But I am actually trying to collect all the number 13s, just as something to do, because I'm probably never going to collect the whole 75, because there's a lot of models in the full 75. Here's a particularly nice model. This is a probably 1957 release, only available in yellow. Funny enough, only came out with grey wheels. Also, this particular variant, you can't actually see in there because it is pretty dark, but it's a later version, so this is probably released around about 1961, this particular car. And this is a number 31 American station wagon. I'm thinking this was I'm going to have a look later and have a look at my Superfast and see who replaced that one. But I really like that, a really nice Ford station wagon. Very cool. 4 different variants on that one. If you're a variant collector, I'm just pretty happy I found that. Next up, might as well show you this one. It's yellow. It's a little bit, oh dear, but it's worthy of repair, and also it's good for compare. Again, another vehicle only released in yellow. A lot of these vehicles, funny enough, you may think they were just bought out in a single colour. Bish bosh, there it is, in yellow wash, on the shelf. But no, a lot of these vehicles, and this one you can actually see still, did actually have painted bumpers in silver. Lights were sometimes painted, and the grills, and you can just see in there some of the grill paint is still existent. And this is the number 28, the compressor. I do have a compressor in better condition than this, and when I get the chance I'll have a look to see and compare, because there is a few differences. Again, variations, lots of variations in the Moko lineup. They were always improving on the castings and making them more desirable, more durable. Lots of mums out there used to tread on these, and mine were no exception as a kid. I never had this one as a kid. This is a beautiful 3.4 Jaguar, and again I found this one with the station wagon, and another one which I'll show you in a minute. This is a number 65 or whatever, yeah. Anyway, I've been looking online at Nick Jones's Lesney and basically Lesney Matchbox, Superfast, Dinky, Corgi, covers the whole range of stuff, but it does a particularly good line in descriptions and telling you all about the various castings and cars from the Moko lineup. And again, this one's around about 1961, only available in this colour blue. But there is a very rare version which was out in metallic blue, which would be an interesting piece to find. Also, the original, when they first came out with painted number plates, so this one hasn't got any painted number plates. But yeah, again, had paint on the grille, it's a little silver grille. Something to remember when you're restoring these, if you ever want to restore them. Again, they're not... These models are so shot away that they're never going to be worth anything as they are. They're pretty only worth what I paid for them, 30p or so. I mean, this particular piece, again, only available in 4 different variants, 2 different colour schemes. Well, yeah, bronze or this red. Tyres, again, could have been black or grey. This brilliant E-Type Jaguar, again from 1961, in the lineup till about 67, 68. Is very highly desirable. Also came with green glass, and that's the rare one. That's probably worth about 80 quid, mint on card, mint in box I should say, with a mint box. But this is a really nice piece, and I really liked it because it's pretty restorable. Like, all the axles are pretty straight. The only thing that's missing is that tyre. I'm wondering how I'm going to replace that. But other than that, really like it, and yeah, easy enough to knock it back to Zamac and respray her. Brilliant E-Type Jag. Hoping to get a Husky one at the end of this week as well. Right, let's move on. Okay, talking of Husky, this is a nice Husky truck. This little Husky looks like it was an Esso vehicle. There it is, Esso tanker. Metal base, which is nice to see on a Husky. The later Huskies came in with plastic bases, almost the made in China style plastic bases with the bendy bits of plastic for suspension. This one has actually got built-in wire suspension, so very highly desirable in my personal opinion. Complete windscreens, everything's really nice and complete. Another nice piece, if I could get hold of some decals for that, I would be well chuffed, because white is an easy paint job, isn't it, eh? Only 2 pins holding it in. Very cool piece, plastic tyres as well. But yeah, suspension's great, look. And that piece is probably what, from 1966, 67, very cool. Okay, it's the last of the civilian equipment. This fairly early example of the, what is it, the Tipax Refuse Collector number 15. Couple of different variants on that, but all pretty much the same. This one is an early one because it's got the decals have actually been trimmed, so the later version has squared off ends on the decals, and also this one has a hole in the casting. So yeah, this is an early version, around about 1963. Not too bad. This was one of the more expensive pieces I purchased these last 2 weeks. This one cost me £1, but I had £1 and I just found the man, and I asked, which one shall I have? And I just chose that one because I did actually have one of these as a kiddie. So, you know, that's where I have to draw the line at sometimes. I think, right, okay, I had it as a kid, it cost £1, I'll have it, I'll have it. Right, let's race in there then. Now I've been doing really well with these. Now this is an excellent piece. This is the Solidin armoured truck, number 47. This particular casting never really changed throughout its career. The only thing that really changed on this was the way the wheels were clamped in. It's a double dome, they call it the dome pin on the axles, and which puts this in the later bracket. And this is around a mid-60s piece, and in pretty good condition. And actually, this one cost me £2, but I knocked the guy down quite considerably. Started off as a £5, that one. Staying military, this is a nice one. Got this in a job lot. 20p this one cost me. The general service lorry. I think it's been repainted a bit, but that's okay. Really like it. Number 62. Now, as you can see, I've got a couple here, and I am building up a little set of vehicles. When these came out in little sets of about 8 vehicles in a box, and making it my little aim to get all 8 vehicles. This is really nice, this one. Slightly earlier again, probably just 1960 period. Very cool. It's got the holders for the antennae there on the side, very nice. Little ferret here. This one's missing quite a few things like the driver, the spare wheel, but number 6, it's the only one I could find. Well chuffed with that. Very cool. Again, building up the set. Here's another one. This one's not in the set, this is just another piece. It happened to be green. I've got a feeling it was another colour like blue or something like that. So it's basically a heavy hauler tractor vehicle. This one doesn't have any numbers on the bottom, so I'm guessing it's part of a set, so there must be a trailer that goes with that. And talking about trailers, check this one out. That is nice. The what's it called? The Antar tractor trailer tank towing vehicle, and there's a tank on the back, the Centurion. I found both these together. These actually cost me 20p, the whole lot. I just put the whole lot together, and yeah, I got a really good deal. Got a big handful of stuff, and managed to negotiate. I got about 20 cars for a £5. I did really well. But yeah, the gun's missing off that, pretty normal. The tracks are missing off it, although there is inside there remnants. You can see at the top there, little rubber remnants of an old track situation. And before I go, I'm just going to show you this. All I'm showing you this one. Just tell you the story. That's a little story I discovered in my research. Is why our matchboxes ended up being matchboxes. Back in the day, 1947, or around about 46, 47, Mr. Odell's daughter was going to school, and she would bring home every day some crazy pest, little wormy, sluggy objects and ants and stuff back home in a matchbox. And he said to her, look, if I made you a toy to go in a matchbox, would you stop bringing home all these lovely pets for me? And she said, okay then. So that night he knocked up a little bulldozer made out of brass and stuffed it into a normal matchbox. She took it to school the next day, and the kids loved it. And basically that's how Matchbox was born. So anyway, on that bombshell, that's the case. I'm going to let you go now and say ta-ta for now. This is K5, thanking you all for watching, and I'll be back with some more of this squelchy stuff. Hasta la vista, babies.